Holstein. A few comments, Ronnie, and then we'll field questions.
First of all, great job, my guys. I'm very proud of them. Coming in as a number one seed, a unanimous number one team, to feel that pressure and to play like they have tonight, and with the state championship, three times in a row, for them to answer the bell like that, I didn't have to do much coaching tonight. I felt it in the locker room, and I want to start with Jaedan first of all. He dominated the game on offense and defense. He did it tonight, we want to say thank you to him, and I'm just so proud of these guys for the way they came out and giving us a chance for another chance at a state title tomorrow night. Just sitting up here is awesome. I'm proud of these guys.
Ronnie, can you take me through the decision to put Braden on the ball with Setzer to start off?
We felt like Braden, we feel is our best defender. Okay, these guys know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, and we thought he was what made him go. People can say that Reese, he's a very good player, but I thought Setzer is what makes him go. We thought that their offense runs through him. We thought if we could pressure him, and Braden sits down on him, if he'd do a little better and he didn't even get reaches tonight. They were just boneheaded fouls. One, maybe not, but that's okay. Played through it, the team stepped up. But yeah, we thought he was the head of the snake, and we were able to kind of take him away from the three-point line, to move the offense up to the white line. We call it the volleyball line, and that's where their offense started at, and they struggled with it.
That is true, but Reese Carden is a scorer,
Yeah.
and he was 0 for 10
Yeah.
Going into the fourth quarter. What kind of things did you do on him to take him out of the game?
Pretty simple. We want to make it as hard as we can on anybody. It doesn't always work, but we want to make the game of basketball for 4 quarters as hard as we possibly can for anybody. That's the way that sports is supposed to be played when you're on the defensive end. You're supposed to give all effort and make it hard on everybody else, and I felt like we did that. I felt like they're a good team. I thought they're very well coached. We watched them. They run some of the best sets. They got us back doors a couple of times. Some of the best sets. They were truly locked in the shoot around today. You're talking about only an hour to focus on what we have. Making it hard on those guys, and they did a good job of just keeping them in front and physically wearing on them, and we kind of did that.
Ronnie, there was a period there in the second quarter where you guys missed 12 straight field goals. Talk about both sides of that, because when you finally snapped the skid, you were still up 15.
Yeah.
So defensively and offensively, what you saw.
Yeah, because if it's a 4-point game, we probably still have the lead right there, right? Instead, we're up 19 and we have a 16-point lead going in a half or whatever it was. I'm fine with that. They're fine with that. If we don't score, as long as we're getting stops, we're going to win a game, okay? Part of our strategy is, keep shooting the ball. Let's go get it, because they're as hard as they work on offense. I know people like Coach Olson. Listen, they breathe defense in practice. They get tired of doing it, but they came out here and lived it and breathed it for 2 games. Is it going to be enough tomorrow? I don't know. We play a very good team, and one of the teams we play, but like I said, it's not because we're not going to come out and work hard. We're going to earn everything, and everybody's going to earn everything when they play us tomorrow night for sure.
They're a physical type team, but you guys dominated the boards. Just talk about the board work. Jaedan, I think, had 11 or 12 rebounds himself. Just talk about the board work tonight, how important that was.
You guys talk about the rebound. You all did it.
Jaedan dominated the boards, and if he didn't do that, we don't win that game. So props to Jaedan for sure.
Yeah,
Jaden's our MVP. Just like we said a few years ago, he's always been our MVP. So just thank you, Jaedan.
Yeah, I know my role on the team. I'm not that big of a scorer. I get what I can when I can. So I know what I got to do. I got to do it to almost perfection, and that's what I tried to do tonight.
What was your motivation this evening?
One of my friends' name is Brian. He's been my motivation since Wednesday. He sadly committed suicide not too long ago, and I just play for him now.
Ammar, for you, it seemed like you were the one that drew the assignment of Carter primarily. Can you talk about what that challenge was like? And pretty much it seemed like you won it.
Yeah, I know he's a very good player, but I just got to go out there and do what I can for my team. Just play defense, do everything I can.
Ammar did a good job of staying stationary and down. He didn't reach. He kept him in front of him. Reese is a good shooter, and he has a lot of wiggle, and Ammar really did a good job of staying grounded on him and in his stance.
Yeah, I just want to give props to Ammar, because last year he was not one of our best defenders, I might say. But he's put in the work, and he deserves some credit, so I just want to give that to him. He's probably one of our best, if not our best, No hate to Braden, but
You like was mentioned earlier, you kind of had a period where you weren't shooting very well and you didn't shoot all that well throughout the whole game. How do you keep your team kind of motivated? You know, if they're missing a bunch of shots like they were, to keep focused.
They have the green light, and I think when I played, I would never want a coach to tell me not to shoot the ball when you miss 3 or 4. Cam is going to hit 6 in a row. He might miss 4 in a row. I just tell him, keep going. They push. Listen, the way we play the game is so up and down the floor, the way we trap, the way we defend. There's going to be lulls on the offensive end. We have just got to play through those and stay grounded, because eventually we're going to get a run on the offensive end. We're going to get tired sometimes. We're a very well-conditioned team, but any human being is going to get tired, and I think that was kind of what you saw, because we were up and down the floor quick, and we can sustain those lulls because we're such a good defensive team. So, and my hat's off to them, because that's all they do is they bought in. It's hard to sell that. Right? It's hard to sell defense. It's fun. Defense wins championships. But they saw it 2 years ago. And like I said, is it going to be enough tomorrow? I don't know. But we're definitely going to give everything we can and more to hopefully bring another state title home to Shady for sure.
Tied the record for fewest points in a AAA game. I think it was 35. Beckley was Hedgesville held Beckley to that too. Does that mean anything to you? I know what you're trying to accomplish, but just along the way.
Tomorrow it will. Tomorrow I would like to reflect on that, but just getting the win, 41-40 would have been good with me. But tomorrow would that be a good thing to talk about if we win the state championship?
Speaking of tomorrow, you're not shy about these sort of things. You have a preference. One of those teams that's playing the first spot beat you last year, that are one bit of an unknown. So.
No, I mean, I really feel like these guys are locked in. Whoever they play, obviously, everybody says, hey. Fairmont on paper, are they the better team? Were we the better team than Scott tonight? Absolutely. We feel that Fairmont is a really strong team. They match up well with us. So, we don't know Elkin. So maybe our familiarity with Fairmont might help us. But we don't care who we play. We are going to do us. Hopefully it's enough and to win it tomorrow. So, we're not going to sit up here and say we're winning the state championship. We are going to play the state championship game like it's our last game together, which it is. And it means everything to us. And we're going to play to the last second, to the last minute of the game tomorrow. And hopefully that's enough.
Ronnie, we've talked about this a lot of times, but, some of these games this season set it up for tonight, last night, and tomorrow.
Absolutely. We said it yesterday, Florida, 4 games in 4 nights. These guys, they're not tired, and thankfully we were able to rest them tonight. Braden more so than anybody. He got a lot of rest tonight. So, we were able to rest a couple guys there, and we're a well-conditioned team, and we're going to be ready. Hopefully we want that game to be a little tight tonight, so maybe those guys can wear down. We played that 9 o'clock game last year. I didn't think that was conducive to a number 1 seed. I like the way that they changed it, because I thought a number 1 seed should get the advantage of playing early. They changed it this year. There's no advantage to being a 9 o'clock game when you're number 1 seed and having to come play early. They changed it. I like the format better. I think that rewards being a number 1 seed. What do you reward as a number 1 seed and you play hard all year and win games? So we can get some rest. They were able to rest, which was big today. They took naps. We were able to go back. Yeah, we want to watch some games, but we were fully focused on ourselves this year. Resting, fluids, eating good, and staying hydrated, and just relaxing back in the hotel. And I think that showed tonight with our legs, and I think it's going to show tomorrow night too.
Jaedan, could you sense those offensive rebound opportunities were there? I mean, they're playing a zone, and obviously they were doing a good job, I thought, of contesting shots, but that also leaves some of those gaps and some of those areas that, otherwise maybe not always free, and it looked like they were for you tonight.
Yeah, I tend to find the open spot, and even when kids try to box me out, I tend to get through them most of the time, swim around them. So I was just doing what I do tonight, trying to get around kids, get to the open spot to get rebounds, and help my team out as much as possible.
Any further questions?